not demands really, not too much. He did not want to get a new country. Other conflicts abantu balwana nti ffe bano twagala country yaffe tugende tubeere republic ya. No, he never had that demand. The grievances were the way they were handled when the government of NRA came to power. They picked up guns and they started, just as I've told you how Besigye was a minister locking so many people. So Kony did not, yes.
Never wait all that ogenda kumpa answer naye okay we drop
Nandi
that.
kakati buuza nti director oyagala nkugambe nti demand nkugambye teyalina demand. One, demand ye yalina abaana 75. Yali ayagala baddeyo eka. Yali ayagala olutalo lukome, President Museveni abarecognizing era president abawe amanye nti enjuyi zonna zalwana, abawe amnesty, Uganda baddeyo eddembe, Northern Uganda to be built. Era kyakolebwa byonna nabireeta nembiteeka ku meeza abaagala okukomawo baakomawo, naye ye yasalawo otakomawo oba yagendawo yalagawa kakati simanyi.
Okay, Katibu, nga bw'oyogedde bw'otyo okakasiza nti yali gy'ali. You have a hand up, please unmute and speak. Kirabika ekibuuzo kya mwami ali mu kwogera. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Salma and good girl. First of all, let me salute my brother Matanga, and let me compliment him for the good job that he's been doing as a Pan-Africanist. He's very much involved in the crusade against, bad governance, and I really think Masanga could come on board and play a much, much bigger role in our domestic politics. And here's why. Dr. Matanga, I think seeking neutrality is not an option. I mean, Uganda today, we know there is gross violation of human rights. And human rights are universal. You cannot take sides. We are talking about bad governance, and we want the best for our country. So even there, you cannot. I mean, you cannot run away from the truth. Then, of course, we have today corruption and all these issues that are ongoing. So I think we want voices like yours. They could make a difference. They could even inspire many, many others. So we really think, given your track record, but also the fact that you've been around, and with the big following that you have, I think you could add a voice to the issues that we are articulating. So I really think you could play a pivotal role in helping to drive this. Helping to drive this. I won't call it a revolution, but the struggle, so to say. So I think, Masanga, right now you've been around. You shouldn't be afraid of offending, the dictatorship. I mean, that is the inevitable price one has to. Yeah, that is the inevitable price one has to pay if we want the best for Uganda. And what is good for Uganda today? We want good governance. We want to chart a good and a constructive development trajectory. What we have today, we have a kleptocracy where we just have the 1% robbing the country and actually making the rest, the 99%, to suffer. If we are talking about the bad roads, if we are talking about the bad hospitals, schools, roads, name it, the majority have to bear the brunt. So, Dr. Matanga, we want you on board. And I think this is a civic duty. This is a patriotic calling, which we're not going to really, we don't need to convince you about. It is a calling. I know your time is divided between the Pan-African issues, but how can you address Pan-African issues without addressing domestic issues? By the way, most of these issues cut across the country, so we really want to hear your voice, and we want you to be part of the struggle. I think that is the right thing to do. So I think, I yield the mic, and I would like Dr. Matanga to respond. Thank you, comrade.
Okay. Saluma, can I?
That is your question. Answer it. Mudachika tano nkujeko mzindalo. You've taken 20 minutes.
Anti ndine mpisa ze Buganda. Kali saba okusoka. Look, I have no problem. I've struggled for the last 40 years. I've been struggling. The parties came back because of my voice. You know that very well. Those parties could not have come back. Buza Luchamuzi, Ken, is still with you, still struggling on the streets of Kampala. Some of the people didn't want parties to come back, like Besije did not. They didn't want parties to come back, but we struggled. We brought back the party. Now, about corruption, Kambabulide, and this one, again, go and research. I want you to research and look at our constitution, Article 82 to 97. Article zezozo na musomero alere kiro mulete another now you have my contact. Mumpite don't hesitate not to call me. I will come and educate and I say the truth. The Constitution of Uganda of 1995 was made for good people. Abantu kusawe yo bali balungi. They had just come, everybody was right. Constitution of 82 to 97. Amazima gali wegat. The speaker spends the money. Nzembu njogera amazima baba njagala obate banjagala. That's why I believe longer. The speaker spends the money. Again, it goes to Florence. Florence ono mulungi nyo. Ayogedde bintu birungi.
Mwami Mazanga ensaba mu bitibwa bingi tujja kubeera naye space eddako. Neyanza again. Let me go to other speakers, Vambi. Thank you.
Okay.
Nyango Gulaba Dodako in that order, please take up the mic. Onyango, are you there? Onyango, if you're not there, then Kumbi unmute and speak to us.
Good morning, members. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night wherever you are. For me, I want to talk about the issue of water prison specifically. I think we have moves that we're pushing right now, like corruption in Gulu. I think this issue it's a thing that we should find out a solution. Immediately. Do you guys hear me?
Fresh Baba, please mute. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was saying, issue y'amazzi mukomera. You find a way how to do it. How we should put ways our mazzi gasobola okubeera mukomera, because imagine omuntu n'akeera ku makya nga talina mazzi. If you want to go to the toilet, you even have no right to go to the toilet. Oyagala ogenda mu toilet bakuba. Ate okimanyi tolina right omubiri guba gusabye ogenda mu toilet kugaana. So if you're punished for going in the toilet, ekyo kintu abali wano eno tubadde tugezaako okugoba fear of the prison. nga kubanga state yagezaako kutiisa with the fee of the prison. So twanga tujjawo fee of the prison, abaana bategeera nti no kati ne mukomera gy'oli aterina amazzi ag'okukozesa. This thing will bring back fear into us. So I'm just requesting the lawyers or abantu or the elders, the doctors abali waneeno batubuulire. I'm just requesting them batubuulire how should we go about this. Right now organization nga zino ezitulwanirira okuva mu kkomera nga batusubiddwa ekisobola otuyamba to put this issue right. You guys guide us. Webanga wawo organization ezirwana okutujja mu kkomera, wawo organization zirwanira rights za musibe mu kkomera, that prisoners should have water in the prison. These guys are trying to push cholera because some speakers here, like I think Bob, about that teaching and bagezaako okuleeta obulwadde bwa skin bagezaako tukushinga bujje butulume butulaze so that they can have maybe lockdowns, around the city. So if they are deliberately pushing cholera into us, Mukampala kasasiro simu yole amazzi gagenda flooding. These people that even are doing business on the road, they won't have this chance of doing business there. That means they will even join us here to fight for this, because their business will be wasted. Ekyo kiba kituwa plus abantu okujja okwegattako naye ate mu kkomera tusabe batya amazzi nga tutuuka mu kkomera tusangeyo amazzi. So I'm just requesting the lawyers and the elders and n'abantu bonna obamanyi how should we do this. Mbadde njagala twogereko, we think about this. Thank you. I will submit.
The motion today. Kyanumye nnyo ng'omu ne ngamba tutuuka tutya kulina eddaala cause leero osobola oba ng'oli wabweru enkya n'obeera munda ebyensi. So we have to advocate for better services mu makomera eyo newankubadde tetuliyo. Onyango, if you back, speak to us. Seems Onyango is not.
Onyango uno.
Akazindalo mbadde nkagaba.
I am at work, but I am here. Yeah, thank you very much, Salma. I think ngera bw'oyogedde kiri important okubanga tu emphasizing naye munaye challenge tulina ndikajala abakulu baaganye okutuza sente ezo okudeployinga ba intern kubanga era ezisigaddeyo ku parliamentary sitting zisasula bbiri ya line tubeera bulungi naye ate ne national water company ya ggwanga lino. So I think one of the speakers bwagambye this is kind of deliberate, and even with this issue of the sickness zebagamba pushing, one thing you're going to find is that as Ugandans twewa mangu emirimu tuva mangu ku mulamwa tumanyi, we know what personalization is. So if everyone is busy keeping cholera out too, everyone is busy fighting here and there, sente zibuze kasasi yatujjudde buli wamu abudde obulwanyisa government bujja kubula mu ndowooza yaabwe. I do not really have any solution, but one thing I want to still emphasize is ekkomera lyaffe nali ngamba ba comrades wano bantwala ku chief magistrate wano ng'omulamuzi ayogera nga nze ntuulidde audience ng'omuzi w'emisango, but that day came. So kyamakulu, we need to fight for the prison conditions, because I did not know I would ever go to prison. I've been a very good and law-abiding citizen all my life. I never at anyone time thought that this country would get to a point where I have to protest. I felt safe until I did not, you know. So we might think we are safe until we are not, and that time when you are not, ojja kuba ku kibaasi ng'okiraba kitandise okuweta wali ekitinta ekiyolekedde Luzira. This is the right time okulwana ba councils batubuulire if we need to file a petition and back it up with numbers tusobola okufiling a petition tukifilinge tugenda okiderivalinga abantu 50 abantu 100 abantu 200 abantu 100 nga tugenda okiderivalinga petition okakasa nti abantu abali mu kkomera bafuna service gye balina okufuna because one of the prison wardens yangamba nti wano fatuyisa bulungi abantu kubanga Uganda prison is a Uganda prison service not a Uganda prison force. But what kind of service is this? We were hoteli kati sati tubawa zati. All the money we are allocating in the budget. Zati. Should we even believe that the budget for Uganda prisons for this financial year did not have money allocated for water payments? So, the legal brains we have here, but who is the chokola in the Yomba Dem Koti, Navansomero Musango, Muna Ngamanti, Okuani Luzira, Neta Gokudamo Kwambara Kombati and Nzire to get for a petition. I swear, I promise upon my life. Ngenda kwa kumbana for a petition because we have to move. At this rate, we have to move. Before I conclude, Salma, good girl, Florence, I have Florence Wali. I want to talk to Florence because when I came in here, Yabadayogera. Florence, what was this together call at your kutushe gwanga? Sikumanyi, sikulabangako. It is single gwanga liki akwanya yiterera kati nyiza n'obutakulabako. But the important thing, the fact that you were asking that question is progress in itself. Njagala ojjukire ffenna abali ku group wano professor abaddeko abantu ab'enjawulo abaddeko twandisinkanye wa Bob William twandisinkanye wa twandisinkanye twogera nze ndi mubazi simanyi mirimu gye mukola ninze ndi mubazi yasoma amateeka ate nga mbadde nkola environment work most of the time. It is also bit mischievous okubanga omubazi ate yakola environmental conservation, but that is how contradictory I am. But here I am because of the continuous call. Nze James ye muntu gwe nasobola okulaba ku spaces zino ali forward nenganga ngende biki bino spaces zikola zitya nengendako nsanga James ng'ali kunaayogera and he talks to my heart and he talks to my person as a Ugandan. And from that day on, siibula n'andekako bw'akola spaces ezimu nze nzigala night shift njiberako paka saa 9 nga James yagenze dde okwera. So njagala encouraging Florence the progress we are working towards is for more people to ask the question you were asking, because that is how we get into action. Abantu beyongere namba y'abantu ababuuza nti naye tunaakola tutya beyongere. That is how we change this country. Ng'omuntu eyabbye enguzi omuntu wamusonga munaga nti oyo yatubbye ssente zaffe abula wa parking emmotoka ng'omukazi w'ekigaali ow'ekisero ky'emiyembe amulaba ng'agero paka n'agamba kanteeke wano tojja kupaakingawo ndaba mu mwazimba bakuba amafunda. That is how we change the country, by having everyone in motion. Yeah, I was discussing with one of the people around me a few days back ng'ayogera ku drones. Namugamba engeri yokka ensonga yokka lwaki drones zisomba abantu kubanga bannayuganda tukyatiitiira. Discussion eyo yavudde ku video eya drone eyajja okunona omuntu abantu ne batabuka ne bagitabukira n'egenda nga temuyina. Like how? Two people with a gun ne bajja ku kisaawe nga musamba omupiira ne bajjawo omuntu ne bamutwala with 2 guns. That is Ugandans sleeping. Zero abductions the state. If everyone is springing into action, ejja kuloonya bwewamba omuntu nga temulaba kubanga bajja kujja ku nnyumba yo saamwe nd'ogw'ekiro bakonkone nga baagala oveeyo bakukwate baneiba ne bajja osooka okufuluma nga babuuza ani akonkona kuba yo neiba takomawo essaawa zino. That is an awakened Uganda, you know, and that is where we have to get. Everyone has to feel this pain. Everyone needs to react. And I do not want anyone to downplay efforts. Lawrence, olunaku lw'olimanya nti akagere akasemba y'okubigere by'okamugaso olunaku lw'okakoona kukabada ng'okuma ng'otambula mu nnyumba obulumi obuwulira mu mutwe ku nvi. And that is what effort means. Nti omuntu ayinza okulowooza nti fe abateekateeka wano obu spaces babeera okuwo nga boogera my brother Fresh Baba mulaba buli lunaku bwembeera kuno naye olunaku nesooka omulaba ku speech nga Fresh Baba you are here. We did not know that us meeting on spaces on a daily basis would end up with us meeting, fighting for this country, and then us ending up in a prison cell together, ending in a police cell together, in a court dock, in a prison cell, and we are out now moving about as Ugandans, still looking for change. That is true mobilization. Olunaku olwo spaces zino saazi zivuddemu ffe zigassa omubazi omunamateeka kanso Tobias kwali omusazi w'enviiri Fresh Baba kwali bakanso ba accountancy Dr. Sarah Nyanzi abali ebweru bw'eggwanga zino spaces ye work.
Onyango, Florence has something for you.
Florence, please. Okay, you can talk. Let me mute a bit.
Yes, Onyango, thank you so much. Nere kwa nsanze nga ndi makati wa gumoni kujana dembuza. What I was asking was about the specific about, because we are talking about prison conditions. Nti amazi bagasazeo ko people are not even allowed to go and do long call. And it's so a mess. So for me, my question was, because I'm more of an action-oriented person, apart from talking about it here, like, of course, it's important we talk about it here, but I was wondering what more can we do, you know? And I was asking if there is, like, go back, you have said you have been there, yes? Like, what do you see practical that we can, more action that we can do? I said before and I repeat it, I would really love to be part of it. So that was my kind of question, that apart, because we talk, they don't hear us, they don't listen. So I thought maybe if we put more action, but I don't know what it is that we can actually do. So that was my question. Anyone who has a suggestion on how we can, you know, approach this and take it an extra mile. Thank you.
Florence, for me, I have suggested two solutions. The first solution is we write, at the councils, we write a petition, the people with the legal knowledge, to andika petition, legenda ku Uganda Prison Service Headquarters, ng'erimu ebintu bibiri ekisooka bazzeeko amazzi, era abawulira ng'obuwumbi 8 ffe tulina obusonda. Then tumanye nti tukola campaign ya kusonda buwumbi bumeka 8. Naye baba nga tebakisobola, then batukkirize ffe tusasulire emmotoka z'amazzi twale amazzi e Luzira. I am sure buli muntu ali abeera na Uganda basobola okuwaayo omutwalo buli lunaku ne tusasula emmotoka zaffe ne tumanya nti okay tusasudde emmotoka 500 tugenda kuba nga tubawo emmotoka 20 buli lunaku. For now, let them get a minimum usage of water. But what I think is we are going to have to force the government's hand. Ekinumye nti abakulu the people who are more legal, with more legal knowledge are not here, but anyone who can get that message to them, the petition, we can deliver it as Ugandans, then we spring into action.
Today here yungo gamba mbu sonde sente z'amazzi.
Ati kati Florence ambuuziza solution kubanga nze kambabulire omu ku bantu abali mu prison ava kuŋŋamba nti babagambye buli muntu alina okweyamba omulundi gumu mu week. Like, how do you survive as a human being going for a long call once a week?
Yeah, hold on. Olaba nti ekiriyo si kyagala. Hold on. Olaba nti ekiriyo tekiri. Nyuma ekyokuba nga tebalina mazzi babakyunyiza. Tawulirayo okwekalakasa abasebe bakubagane n'abasirikale. Gavumenti ebeera ekola ki buli wendalemerwa tugenda kuyingiramu. For example, nga nkitadde wabbala ekyamazzi g'e Luzira kati nga Kiteezi bwe yabaddewo. Abantu ba Kiteezi abo tugeze abe baayambye ne bateeka mu tent. tebalina yabatadde balese mu ttenti ebbanga yonna nera ffe tugenda oba tusondera abantu awo tubafunire we badda buli kinaagiremerera nga tusitukira mu pakaddi petulina sente meka ezigenda oyamba Uganda buli kimu bw'okitunulira kifuba essaawa eno awa we going to buli omu nga tumusondera buli kimu tusitukiremu buli kimu tusitukiremu ogwo mulimu gwa gavumenti si gwaffe kyendowooza for us tulina giteekako pressure oba tutya bakole bye balina okukola nawe tebayinza twesirwalizako to that point tutandike n'obbagulira amazzi nga n'abasirikale abali ekwe tubagulira nga omukulu w'amakomera alina konvoyi emukulembera ng'agenda eka I'm sorry, those okanduka mtuna maliza submission your submit.
Owaye, tuteka pressure for government naye ndowooza obalabye. Bwe twabataddeko pressure e Kampala oyo kasasiro gwe boogedde eggulu olw'okubanga leader of opposition bamulondera mu parliament. Nga bamwogedde Kampala leero bwe nandivudde ku kkooti Uganda nandikumbye ngenda ku parliament. Because what kind of nonsense is that? But these are people who have become so shameless. We are thinking on both fronts, on the humanitarian front, and on the political front, which is the struggle front where we have been investing. We know about to from prison. So could we let them get tortured enough to rise up, or do we save them from this? That is the real question. Either way, we need to do something we cannot really stand. I beg to submit and end there. Mbabuzako Fresh Baba, Dark Matter, Liam. When I'm on a good girl, then I'm comment olabe akafana.
Era soko ove ku muzindalo kubanga ennyumba njagikoleeza. Kakati tocha yetu mwogereko ki? Olwokuba njagala genda manju bankubye emigo bambalidde omulundi gumu. Bo basobola ogenda mutoyo omulundi gumu. However much sagala abantu abo bayise bubi naye kale kaba bakyunye so that bagenda kera kumakya komera lidikyankalane byonna nga buli omu agamba enough is enough. Omanyi bannayuganda olumu batakunyigiriza nnyo you don't speak up bajja kumala basituke gwereka wiiki ziwere 2 nga tebalina amazzi ogyawulira. Yes, tulina obusobozi obusonda amazzi ne gagendayo ne babeera nga bagalina but pakaddi bamunasonda amazzi nga gavumenti eyivaako ng'egamba akasita bannansi babyekolera abasiba emmere nga tebali mu kasitode ya gavumenti.
Kubanga tebanga n'emmere tebagikiriza era kuba calling out for now newewanga kyetaagisa we can protest about it but we cannot say nti twogera tebatuwulira batuwulira most definitely batuwulira nze ebyoga nti twogera tebatuwulira batuwulira but we just have oyakulira amakomera yani byabafeesha tukwata ekifaananyi kye ne tugamba nti kati this afternoon buli omu kyaba atwitinga nga mubuuza ekiri mu kkomera trust me they will do something. Abo bantu kyobamanya tebagala kuswala secondly tebagala nnyo kubeera popularized tebagala bafuula famous but if we start now and make him famous nga buli watunula ku TV nga yaliko nga tumutimbye buli wamu trust me they will do something. So temugwamu suubyo nyanga I know this is binyiza bitama but kyetuba tukola we have to call them out all of them okuva ku ministry etwala amakomera okuwadeni buli gwe kikwatako tulina omukolinga out wera nga bwe nadde njogera wano ndowooza I got a phone call actually I'm sorry that I missed part of the space nti just kubatwala mu nnimiro zaabwe babakolere. So they don't treat leaders that don't value human life. Toilet once a week. So they look at us as like I said, a small piglet or a small, I don't know. I love dogs. I don't want to refer to dogs. Or a small cat that you don't care about. Or you don't care. That's why that condition is like that. That's why ate ngala tekiri mukomera wokka. Mbeera yonna gye tutambulira na Uganda. Mbeera yonna gye tutambulira na Uganda tulina abakulembeze abatafaayo abatutwala ng'abantu. They don't care. They don't. Much as we are not in prison, I told you in my village, people still drink water with cows. It means that that's as bad as those in prison. So the problem is leaders that don't look at us as human beings. It's not that they don't have the capacity to do it. It's not that they cannot do it. But they don't want to do it because they don't value life. They don't care if they die. Omuntu nobanga essaawa zino wali olabika eggwanga wa omuntu n'afiirwa abantu ekikumi ne watabaako kikolebwa mukomera abantu bafa mumuda abantu bafa banengana banenga bafa. But they don't care. They still have a lot of money to waste. So it is up to you and me to feel that these spaces are very important. It is very important. There is no savior that is coming. Ate muze mukyeraba nti ne tunakwata aba leaders Onyango yesterday were telling us that we should go for these political positions no when again and I'm very vocal nga bwompulira nti mbyogera nti ndi passionate about it, but as long as the system is still corrupted nange njagenda very corrupted because we've been sending very young minds naye zikomekererawa they end up being corrupted because the whole system is corrupted. So kitegeeza nti ife wano tudemu tubyogereko even if you send ninobono osindika kati gwelaba not allow anything good to flourish. Kiringa oga nti ettaka ggimu ebintu obirimye ffe ng'abalimi olima ebjanjalo definitely olina obikoola naye ng'obirekera mu muddo omuddo ogubirya however much nti otaddeyo ensigo ennungi omuddo ogumala ne gubirya ne gubiyinza ne bitakola bulungi. So it is the same thing. We've got to clean up ourselves. Yes, we are leaders and we actually take it on a personal level and we clean up the system. But as for now, we must call out those people that are responsible for the prisoners or your JB, do you know more or kumo timba buli wamu. Let's make him famous. Orabo yo musajja gwe twakolowa yali abatotaling of CPS. Huh? This is something that we need to do something like that. Salma take omukono wansi wabula. Take omukono wansi because we need to get everything I was going to say.
Njagala kwongerako era omudada yakoze daka post. Kali disgusting ne mama. Ng'erudda waliwo omukulu w'amakomera gw'obadde ogamba n'erudda toyi ejjudde obulungi.
Sanga face of prisons, Uganda prisons or your boss who are boyo. With what question, take we call him out. In fact, let's call him out. ate week twaga abantu bagenda bapemere erogoza week gosobola okusiba bio week number.
Yeah, Chimani, they cannot take a week naye yagadde tukiwe time frame.
Naye weebuuza Uganda tetuimportinga amazzi tulina Lake Victoria amazzi gabwerewa okulaba abantu batujooga
baliraanye amazzi baba baagala basime busimi bateekeyo babiyite batya kapampu amazzi bakube makube babe nga tebakyagasasula.
okitegeera Luzira eri ku mazzi lwaki bawonyaawonya abantu just jogo nga bwenkugambye they look at us as animals they don't value just human life. These people don't. Kubanga gwe tunuulira system yonna tetulina malwaliro omuntu n'abanga omulwadde wa cancer naye nga gavumenti emuleka neyeebaka ku flow. You people have not gone to these government hospitals. Simanyi Kawempe, simanyi wano mu Kisenyi. Abaana ba Uganda babazaalira ku cement. Baby mothers bali ku cement. So if you think what is in Luzira is fenna tuli mu Luzira ennene. There is no way ebintu ebiteredde lwa nsonga bano abantu batulabanga bubizzi obutalina kye buyinza kukola. Ate they have reached an extent of saying katulabe kye banaakola. Let's do it tulabe kye banaakola. Tebatusobola katulabe kye banaakola. Florence.
Keneyanziza akakati bannange every country has something that ekikozesebwa to kind of okujinunula. Okay, ours is going to be Kasasiro, ours is going to be west human waste, garbage, together. Right now we are talking about waste. It's all waste. Human waste in Luzira, garbage, organic waste in Chitezi, organic waste or whatever, Kasasiro, in Kampala, everywhere, on every street, in all cities. So, here's the thing. There's no one, it's not practical. It's not going to be practical to tell people that hold your poo-poo, you can't go do poo-poo in a week. And the food that they give them, that food you cannot hold it. Was it on Yam? Who shared? Exactly. So how do you expect that they are going to be they are going to be able to hold that poo-poo? They'll poo-poo anywhere they can find. So it's okay. Let them poo-poo over in the office, over where they sleep, over in the toilet. When it's disgusting, let me tell you, who knows? Maybe our salvation is going to start from prisons. So, yes, we put the pressure here, but again, we be open-minded. I mean, like, this might be it, that it was ignored. It looks like everyone is moving on. It looks like those who are supposed to act, like, haven't. Somehow we have managed to tolerate it. We have tolerated Kitezi. We have tolerated it, right? Was there any protest? No. Yes, we have made a lot of noise here on social media and everything, but somehow we have tolerated it. But maybe the inmates in Luzira will not tolerate the waste, the human waste in the toilets in Luzira.
Ekivundu okubanga tebasobola kweyamba okubanga tebalina kyakunywa okubanga tebanaaba ate nga basula bubi
ekitegedde. So yes, we do. The thing is, here is this is the golden ticket, that everything we do as individuals, as activists, as Ugandans, everything we do it with one heart and with commitment and dedication. So if we are going to make noise here on X, if we are going to tweet, if we are going to call out, we do it with one heart, dedication and commitment. Right? If we all commit, if everybody commits, whatever comes, we do it with dedication, commitment, with one heart. that it's the thing that is going to lead to us building our country. Again, if we do it like that, then we can be well assured in tugenda kutuuka on victory very soon. The only shortcoming that we can do, ekintu kyokka kyetuyinza okukola nekikikola obubi is kukolamu bukozi. Every time now, like we are talking about prisons right now, kukwogeramu bwogezi, kukolamu bukozi. Like if it is tweeting, we tweet. If it is calling out, we call out with commitment and dedication. That's all. That's all we need to do. And everything will fall into place. But we have to check our commitment and our dedication. That's all I wanted to add. I don't know. I think Councillor Tobias is very busy. I had asked a question. Naye, whenever he can. Thank you.
Kale Florence, ye mbadde ngenda kwongerako kaki kavudde mu mutwe. Bobliam, take up the mic nga bwe ndowooza kye mbadde njagala okuyisaawo. Bobliam.
Yes, Salma, noyanza nnyo nnyabo omukisa gw'ompadde. Balamusizaako bannyinaze ne baganda bange. Mukama mulungi, tugenda mu maaso ddala kiswaza okulaba nti bannyinaffe ne baganda baffe abali makomera tebalina mazzi. Naye nonze nyinza okwawukanakokko okusinziira endaba gye ndabamu ebintu bino kubanga baganda bange Museveni abantu bano bonna abamakomera yabappointinga yabawa emirimu tewakyalina kakuŋŋunta mwe bayita balabe nti oba balina obusobozi obuddukanya ebifo ebyo oba institutions ezo respectively. Okitegeera muganda wange Museveni ayina kyeyateeka mu ndowooza z'abakulembeze baba politician kye bayita presidential directives. Owulira muganda wange Museveni ayina obuyinza obugoba minisita yenna. Museveni ayina obuyinza obubba ssente mu nziba yonna gy'ayagala. Bannyinaze ne baganda bange twebuuze Museveni talina buyinza bugamba minisita wa water and sewerage corporation nti reconnect the water ebyo tujja bisolovinga. This is a catastrophe. Bannange soke twebuuze nti incidents meka ezizze Museveni najja na reactinga nakola ekintu kye mbadde mutasuubira. Sente ezo biliyoni 8 ba blood tezisobola kubula. Bane kubya sente tekisoboka kubaawo institution ezitavaako buyambi ye prison bye ddwaliro ezo mu nsi yonna, si mu America, si Bungereza, si wa the institution atoba ne wababawo nti grid amasannyalaze gabuze. My friend, ya prison ne ya ddwaliro line ezo ziba za njawulo. Tosobola kuŋŋamba nti bano abasajja si bye baseetinze kino ekintu bakyankalanye ensi badaivatinga obwongo bwaffe batujje ku kiteezi ne ku ssente ze bali mu kubbirawa eggulu. Bannange ye ndowooza yange, naye bano abasajja bazannyira ku bwongo bwaffe baagala tukipinga bize. Tukyebuulize ddala kijja kitya nti minisita Museveni gw'appointinga ye accountability kyeyo agenda gireportingawa. Kyebagamba National Water and Sewerage Corporation yo teyina ba permanent secretary nga ministry zonna ndala oba sekiti ndala zonna. Museveni ali ku bwongo bwaffe bannyinaze ne baganda bange azannyira kuffe. Otuuse okuwulira omuvubuka ali so enthusiastic Onyango akulaga nti tuproposinga mbu twekuŋŋaanyeemu ssente. My brother Onyango, okuva edda nedda bannayuganda be bakuŋŋaanya ssente ziyimirizaawo gavumenti. Brother Onyango, genda ate kuyisa kabbo nga ka church oba ka mabugo nno. Bano abateekeddwa ba parliamentarians be balocatinga ssente zigenda mu prison. Ezo zonna security services or whatever it is. Okay? Kakati tubabuuza lwaki tebavaayo ne boogera nti why amazzi gabula gatya mu institution, a correctional service, a rehabilitation center, ebulwe amazzi oyongera okustressing omuntu ate asavinga ekibonerezo okweddaabiriza biki ebyamutuusaako obubi nga parliamentarian akulaga ali ggulu atudde tasobola ku addressinga catastrophic issue nga gw'ojjommatiza nti Museveni si yakitaddewo akujje ku mirambo gye yattidde ekiteezi mwanyinaze ne muganda wange ng'oŋŋamba Museveni si yajjewo amazzi gano mu prison akujje ku small monkey pox gwali mu kubuildinga mu side y'ebuddu ono Museveni azannyira ku bwongo bwaffe banyinaze ne baganda bange.
Actually kyekyo kye mbadde njagala okwogera Florence bw'amalidde ekivudde mu mutwe mbadde ngenda kugamba nti it's as if they are creating a million diversions for us kubanga oba okyali ku kino kiri nekijja nakiri naye kino kyazze nga kinene tetuyinza nakudda ku gulu seatings nga tulina obbaleka basiruwalira eyo.
Okitegeera batukapchalinga obwongo. Salima kanzireko emabega we nayingiridde ku space nasanzeewo Dr. Mashanga David. Dr. oyo tumanyiganye bulungi nnyo era Dr. is a true Pan-Africanist. Naye we were always at loggerhead whenever I joined his spaces because in Doctor's advocacy, Doctor tried to paint a picture that we shouldn't be vengeful or we shouldn't focus on revenging. Nobody is intending to revenge. Dr. Mashanga, for your information, a man you address as President Museveni, he named his son as the Avenger. You understand? And us Ugandans, all of us, everybody that resides within the boundaries of Uganda, we are non-discriminative. And the political aspiration or the restoration of human dignity in Uganda we are pursuing right now, we don't cast any shade or to conceal ourselves in one way or the other. Being a Pan-Africanist, Dr. Mashanga, how can you come and camouflage in your grandchildren? Being a freedom fighter, a Pan-Africanist, and you, I don't know how you introduced yourself, Dr. Mashanga, but I seen a man here been speaking legend, but me, I know your voice. I knew this is Dr. Mashanga. But what prompted me to ask for the microphone, it was that you said that we should not be with that sense of radicalism. The radicalism is building within us because of the extent and the length of Museveni's subjugation. Dr. Mashanga, Museveni cannot allow you a chance to think that, oh, my brother Muhoozi, maybe he was misled. No, Museveni is draining all those compartments that we were, raised within us, that we must be forgiving. Museveni is shrinking all those possibilities. Dr. Mashanga, when we come here and we mobilize each other, we know what transpired. We know, as we speak right now, a conscious mind knows that Dr. Kizza Besigye, he is still the political commissioner of NRA. You understand? You can imagine, amidst all this brutality, amidst the corpses lying under the garbage in Chitez, Besigye and his colleagues had the guts to come and introduced before Ugandans a new political party. A new political party. You can see this shamelessness of adultery when it comes to ideology of leadership being exhibited by grown men like yourself, Dr. Mashanga. You are trying to instill that sense of calmness. You're trying to pacify the minds by deducting halfly cooked history. Dr. Mashanga, you come and you claim to be a representative of the United Nations. We don't hear your voice advocating for the restoration of peace, to put an end to the enforced disappearance of citizens of the Republic of Uganda. Dr. Mashanga, you are all advocating for Mr. Museveni, as far as my knowledge can assert, because I'm a follower of yours and I'm always on space. Dr. Mashanga, the Nigerians you're referring to, these young men of Uganda and women, the Nigerians, their subjugation differs respectively to that of ours. We are saying that this old man, Mr. Museveni, a man we loved, I'm a man of voodoo, Dr. Mashanga. Museveni has a lot in common with us than the Easterners. You understand? Asobola okublendingira mu Buganda more than mu Eastern. Omukwano gwe yalagibwa Muzeeyi Museveni asobola obbannyonnyola bannange. Omukwano gwe yalagibwa mu Uganda okutwalize wamu. Museveni bwe bukyayi bwatadde mu bannayuganda naffe ne twebuuza naye Muzeeyi twakukola ki ddala? Muzeeyi twakukola ki? Ne bw'otuba nti bajjajja baffe baakusobya oba baakuyisa bubi nga bw'ogamba nti ekyakutwala mu nsiko baakujja mu geeti ne ekireka ne bakkuba empi ne bakutuuza wansi n'ogamba kyekyakutwala mu nsiko. Mr. Museveni, ffe ng'abamanyi history tukulaga nti Muzeeyi gwe wali head of state research. State research eyabuzangawo abantu. State research ffe gye tumanyi nti eri responsible for the assassination of Bishop Jananiru. Mr. Museveni, state research ffe gye tumanyi eri responsible with the assassination of the then Chief Justice Benedict Chiwanuka. Dr. Mashanga, you shouldn't come and tell us not to be vengeful. We are vengeful through utterance. We are not gun wielders. We are not gun wielders. And we are not willing to make any revenge. What we are saying, why don't they hold themselves accountable? Why didn't they listen to the voice of Ugandans when they say that parliamentary regional sittings, it is a wasteful of taxpayers' money? Why didn't they listen? Why do they continue to create chaos? They want now to murder prisoners. They want to say that prisoners are rioting so that they can do some evil things. Brothers and sisters, let us look beyond this water. This water in prison, it is intentional. It is intended to do something in the interest of Mr. Museveni. There is no minister who is serving in Museveni's regime who cannot be recalled or who cannot bow down to Museveni's dictates. You mean Museveni doesn't know that the capacity of the prison of Luzira, it is maybe 1.5. As we speak right now, it's clicking to 10,000. You mean Museveni, he is not aware of that multitude of people? He is aware. There is something behind it. Leave alone the concealing of Chitezi massacre, which we know for a fact that Museveni is 100% responsible, and that blast, it was a well-engineered tragedy. Brothers and sisters, Dr. Mashanga, much as you brag to be with a large following, brother, we need people who come to energize the minds, not to lament, not to take us back into history, which is meant to retard our efforts. Dr. Mashanga, by all the words that I'm speaking, I don't mean to negate your efforts pertaining the recognition of the aspirations of Africans on the international scale. But I'm speaking these words because I'm a good follower of yours, Dr. Mashanga, and where the ruggerheads spark off from, it is try to source our burning desire for just leadership. Look at Good Girl, look at Salima, look at Florence, look at Dr. Stella Nyanzi Mwanyinazi. She's been fighting like all of us. How comes that Dr. Elizabeth CJ could not put the people of Kitezi into consideration to put parliamentarians on fire? That how comes that people are not being taken out of garbage? How comes there is no water in prison? Dr. CJ does not mull over those pressing issues. Yet he is a leader who received the support of Ugandans for the past 2 decades, to be exact. People have supported Dr. Kizza Besigye, including myself. I'm a Chimumbasa guy. I used to run on the cars Brothers and sisters, these people are protecting Museveni because there is a spoil on their back. Dr. Kizza Besigye, if I may ask you, you issued a warning while serving as a political commissioner in 1987. There was a lot of intrigue or conspiracy which were going on. Dr. Kizza Besigye, you came out and issued and said that if the media do not comply, they will end up behind bars. What prompted you to issue such an intimidating statement towards the media amidst all those, murderous deeds? 1987, Museveni was still killing the people. And prior to that, a prominent leader had just been gunned down, Dr. Andrew Tankome Kaira. Now you hear Dr. Masanga, he is in diaspora, cannot resurrect that history that can remind the people of Uganda that Uganda, we are not retarded mentally, but we are being stagnated by great leaders like Mr. Museveni Kaguta Yoweri and his family. So Dr. Mashanga, please, we need you, but we don't need you to calm down our force to remove Museveni. With all due respect, Elder, with all due respect, Dr. Mashanga David, please stand with the people of Uganda. We have a slogan when we started the struggle. We are saying you can either join us, you can support us, but if you cannot do either of that one, please don't stand in our way. Please, for far too long you have been quiet. A man of your caliber, you can even conceal your identity amidst the awakened Ugandans. Oh, how shameful is that? Indeed, conventionalism, it is the curse of modern philosophy. Conventionalism, it is the curse of modern philosophy. But the people of Uganda, we are rejecting to be cowed down. We are saying we are part of this one. We are saying we are part of this one. Museveni, you have to restore that water in prison. Mr. Museveni, refrain from monkeypox. Mr. Museveni, please, enough is enough. Mr. Museveni, I'm not begging you. Wabula nkubuulira n'omutima gwange. Binyo taata kale bonna eyakola kyonna ekyakukyayisa bannayuganda Mr. Museveni n'oleeta Mashanga opposing mbu yali negotiating ne Kony. Mr. Mashanga, what do you know about Kony? Mr. Mashanga, if I may ask you, what do you know during Kofi Annan's tenure? Because we received the information that Museveni was indicted. You understand? And Museveni approached Kofi Annan, the then Secretary General of the United Nations, and he was soliciting him to take away the indictment. Kofi Annan rejected, and he said that I'm serving in the interest of the people of Africa. If something evil has been brought against you, I have to act. Either way, Museveni managed to maneuver and the indictment was withdrawn. You understand? Professor Ali Mahdi reminded the people at Hague on the microphone alongside Sir Alex Waiswa Mufumbiro, the deputy spokesperson of National Unity Platform, Uganda's civic educator. He was along Dr. Ali Mahdi, and they reminded the people of the world what had transpired, why Museveni had not been indicted. Because people like you, apparently, according to your advocacy, you're trying to show that Museveni, he is not evil, that Kony was evil. Who is Kony? Who is Kony? Tell us, who was Alice Nakwena? Tell us, what did you do when Museveni set ablaze the containers in which he locked the people. I think that's even your country. The people, it's just so people. The Mukula massacre. Dr. Mashanga, come and tell these people what happened in the Mukula massacre. We need history, because if we don't know where we're coming from, we cannot understand where we're going. Neither are we able to comprehend where we are, because these young men are being exhausted. You're trying to discuss their mind pertaining matters of leadership. You are showing them that you have lived your life in exile. In exile. No. Young men and women, these are the people, they are not digitized. They don't know what it takes to build an AI system. They don't know what they call algorithm. They don't know what they call modern engineering. They don't know what they call nanotechnology. Even their minds cannot comprehend the rate on which those technology operates. How comes that they decide for the futuristic minds of ours? Neda, Dr. Mashanga, we are not negating your experience, but please teach patriotism, which does not recognize death, because we are already dead. Mr. Mashanga, please, let me land it. Salma, please. Thank you so very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Danange. Dr. Ngo mukumudde bitya? Nabadde simumanyi.
Salma, abantu beetaaga kunkumula bwe bati kubanga bajja wano ne batusiriwaza busiriwaza nnyo. These are the people that should be guided. Nange mbadde simumanyi nakati sinnamumanya. Nakati sinnamumanya naye abamumanyi era baleka bamukunkumule kubanga he cannot tell me another okutendereza omusajja atufuukidde akayinja
Bangambye mubuuze Koni what was Koni's agenda naye ngenza olaba yeetoola adde n'adda eri, then John n'amubuuza ekibuuzo ngenza olaba ate bye bamubuuza si byaddamu ne ngamba ono atwonoonera space kati agenda. Bannaye PK, submit, then Clinton in that order.
Ate n'ekirala abo abantu abajja ne batandika okuwooza mu nze jjajja wammwe balekera awo ffe tumanyi bajjajja waffe bajje nga bannayuganda bateese bagende, ffe twagala bamaama wano twagala bataata kwana ffe tuli bantu bakulu, nze ni mukazi mukadde nange kati nze nga sibagamba nti nze ndi maama wammwe. Ebyo ebintu bya Museveni ebyokutumanyira twabikoowa dda, nze ni muzzukulu wammwe, nze ndi jjajja wammwe, ffe twagala. Let them come as Ugandans, bateese badde ewaabwe bakulira abeewaabwe. Bwe batyo batandika.
Gudugalo naffe badda.
Mugisha ate kiki?
Nti Mugisha.
Buuza nti naffe badda okuyisa ku bantu.
Wano wabaddewo bajjajja. Nze bajjajja bange babaliwuli onalinnya ye boogera bajjajja bange tebalina mannya bwegata. Atajjawo nze ndi jjajjaawo. Sajja oyo.
Bajjajja manyi baamusi.
Simanyi ki abantu basobola kujja ne bateesanga bannayuganda. Bintu Museveni bw'atukuumidde mu Kamooli, bw'atulimba mu ndi bajjajjaamwe, eno bw'ababe bw'abatwala ife gwe tufiire emulago.
Twayagala tumuyiseemu gaali.
Abantu temutunyiiza. Someone's hand is up. Someone's hand is up. Irene, James, Salma, ani addako? Naye nga bana abajja tuyita bajjajja n'abannange nze mukazi mukulu naye saba muntu ajja agaye nti maama wange saba mumpite maama wammwe.
Emikono gyendaba waggulu bambi. Ngenda bba wakazindaalo but kati munteeka ku bunkenke.
PK has spoken, maybe can wait a little bit, and also James also spoke and can wait a little bit, but maybe Davis Irene has not spoken. Let her take the mic.
We're dropping Irene. Okay, take up the mic.
Abula neyanziza nnyo banna. Neyanziza nnyo okumpa omukisa guno obwedda nvaako bwenzirako naye ng'ekinnuma kiri kintu kimu okuva omusajja oyo eyatuyise mbu simanyi bazzukulu bajjajja. Mune mumpulira.
Tukuwulira nnyo abagenda maaso.
Ntandikidde mu G anti obwedda mbuguma ndi eno mugundi ntokota. Naye musiibye mutya, mwasiibye mutya, mwasuze mutya? Bane ndudde okubeera kuteekaako wano ku Twitter space mbadde natambula muko naye kati nkomyewo.
Nsaba munsaasiremuko katono kirabika mumpise nga nina ekimpuguddemu.
Bannayani ono pike.
Bannange kati gumiikirizaako pike omukyalo no Irene asooka amalirize.
Neyanziza nnyo banne mbadde nsoose kweyanjula nti mbadde ndudde okubeera ku Twitter space mbadde natambulamuko naye nakomyewo kakati. Naye bwedda ndi emmanju eno ntokota bannange okuva jjajja w'abaana senga ani oyo senga jjajja wa kkojja wabula bannange ayogedde n'ayogera yeebale nnyo okwogera ekisuise okumbugumya ennyo kwe kugamba mbu ye tali ku sayidi y'abanyigiriza tali ku sayidi y'eri kwegamba ye ali wakati awo mu Uganda tewaliwo muntu ali wakati. You either be on oppressed side oba an oppressor. Ekyo ssebo Masanga simanyi Dr. Masanga ye professor ani oyo kubanga mbadde saagala nakuwulira saagala mussa nnyo olw'ebitiibwa bye ate muntu mukulu naye ssebo lekera awo kutuvulugavuga abo Museveni ndowooza baatuleetamu okutuvulugavuga munansonyiwa bwe mbanga njogedde bubi nga kibudde kimbugumya obwedda mpanika bwe nzisaabwe mbonaabona nti njagala omubuuza yagambye mbu ssebo koni yagenda yali wakati waabwe era n'abatereeza era kati ebyatereera naye nga is really ddala engulu byatereera mu campaign baayiwa abaana baffe abaali ku campaign mu River Nile tebakyafa engulu watereera ne kati essaawa ne waliwo abasala abantu ababonyaabonya abantu abatta abantu Northern Uganda in Karamoja abantu baffe enjala abantu babonaabona ssebo Dr. Masanga professor jjajja wasenga wange bane munansonyiwa kubanga mpulira ennaku mpulira abantu ng'abo baali badde batulungamya badde oli agambye nti atuviire mu kkubo mutuufu viira bannayuganda mu kkubo olabika watuuka gye walaga ssebo kubanga ogamba otya nti wateeseganya n'ekkoni kyembadde njagala okubuuza lwakuba byaganye
emirundi 22 Irene byalaba konye emirundi 22 kye nasembye okutegeerawo
nategeerawo agambye mbu yasisinkanya kkoni era byatereera nze mbuuza koni ddala bwanga gyali anti tulaba nti baagambanga nti yatta abantu yasalako abantu emimwa mbale nyamubuuza nti ekyo yakyogerako ko era koni n'akikkiriza kuba tulina bu vidiyo nga koni agambe tasobola kusala abantu be otukakasa nti ddala taali ku sayidi eri endala eyadda nasala abantu amatu nesalako abantu emimwa nyama n'agamba ate koni yabasaze we Museveni gwe ŋŋamba Dr. Masanga njagala mubuuze ng'akyaliko ku bombi wabanga yabasisinkanye ne batereera era Northern Uganda yatereera kusinziira ku ye waakiraba munnange tetukussa bitiibwa byo mu bikole
nagenza olaba space egenda kuwaka omuliro ng'omusajja oyo alyogera
bannange nze naadde ntokota Mukama Katonda
ate najja n'awanika omukono ng'ogamba agenda kwogera ebiri agent n'ansazisa nambe mbadde ndokwogera mwami oyo naye atukoze bubi
atukoze bubi nnyo okugamba nti ebyengulu byatereera mazima gennyini nga n'ennaku zino waliwo abantu baffe bafudde bannange naye musajja mukulu ku Uganda tewakyaliwo bantu bali wakati tuli either on oppressed side oba on oppressor oli ludda kitaata komawo tubuulire nze wagambe oli jjajja wasenga naye bannanze mpulira obusungu
agambye ali London
ali wakati tali ku sayidi yaffe kaakati ali ludda ki tulaba nti abo be bantu abaduzi bwe baatuleesemu ali n'ekkonyi naye nga kkoni ddala naye bannange nze n'ebigambo mpulira ko byampweddeko dda bane munsaasire njogeddeko ekyo ndowooza tayogedde ku baana abali sookwoleke tayogedde ku bannayuganda abali eri mu Luzira abagenda okufa mu mulundi ogumu
anti kati yemboozi gye baagala okutujjako eyo yemboozi gye badde tebaagala twogereko
tayogedde ku bantu b'ekiteezi abafa tayogedde ku mbaale gy'ava nti gundi oli ekibiina egundi bali mu kuzibikira bannambaale ki amaloboozi nga bateekayo simanyi yali oyo musajja ataddeyo ekibiina ekirala naye musajja waffe musajja dokita ng'otukoze bubi ku sipeesi olwaleero bannange omulala ateese
Clinton, you next.
Katonda agenda
Mugisha.
nga alamu
Mugisha linda katono pika ina akantu katono kabadagala oyisaawo muleka akayiseewo tugende maaso pike
Kaakati nze mbadde nsaba nti bannayiro linnabagamba lwe nali wano nti waliwo ekintu kye bayita empulunguse. Empulunguse ekyamazima zo ne bw'oba zizza mu binyoobwa nga bibadde bisekuddwa ne bigonda ziyinza okumaliriza nga zigubye era zirabise kuba nti zikomawo nga zeetaaga sekulwa zokka. Revolution yonna ng'egenda mu maaso bwe tunaaba tusennyesira ku bantu abo abajja okututabula n'ayonoona nga omulamwa ne tuguvaako wano gwe tuba twatadde ku dashboard tujja kwesanga nga tuli mu kabiga ak'okubeera nti tugwamu amaanyi muffe. So revolution mwe mujje mulabe nti bw'eba eri ku njegoyegoza okutuuka ku buwanguzi abantu abo bakyuka automatically ne babeera nga kwegamba bo bennyini beesazeewo okweboola ne beesalira n'omusango ne babeera nga beesaanyaawo oba okusigala nga balina okugondera ekyo. Kati nze ekituufu kiri nti abantu ng'abo bwe tutaawe focus ono omukulu ono nsaba akantu ke natadde ku dashboard mu kasome ebigambo ebyo byawandiikibwa omukyala bamuyita Kamyatulyomu ndebyoza ebiseera ebyo yali mu parliament nga nnyonnyola Museveni alabika yali tannajja ku ludda lwe naye mwawulira bwe yakyukiramu bwe yakuba enkyukira ng'amaze okufuna obuyinza ebigambo bye yayogera nti bo tebajja kubeera focused ku kintu kya bannayuganda bano abajeera wansi emmotoka ze bavuga zeetindira entindo. Muwulira bulungi kati mu mbeera y'omuntu ng'atandise okulya ebyo mubisuubire nti byo bye bibaawo n'eyali alaba ekibi asigala ajja kubeera nga taddamu kukyogerako alaba birungi byereere. Naye kati bwe tudda ku ky'ensonga ye Luzira alina ekintu kye basooka okukoonamu oba yalinga flashlight ne bamyansaamu bwe bati balabe nga bataddewo wali ekiboozi nti Luzira bagenda gisenvula investor agyetaaga. Mu makomera gonna n'obubi bwago nga nze bwembimanyi bwe bibaayo ddala era ensonga eno etunuulira Luzira ate oyinza okwesanga ng'ekizibu kino kibaddeyo ng'omwana Sami gwe twekkiririzaamu nti ayina obumalirivu tannaba kukwata kkubo kubanga agendayo yamaze kubeera eyo n'ateekayo embeera ne balyoka bakiwa amakulu. Naye kati mutunule Luzira eri ku mazzi olowooza waliwo obuzibu bwonna ku mbeera y'omusibe bwe basalawo okukozesa amazzi ago wadde national water tennaba kugatreatinga mu mbeera eriwo nti yakuflashinga bafune running water nedda wabula ekituufu kiri nti bateekawo embeera eyina okulabika nti esemba kiri kye baayagala okuyisaamu ne kikolebwako resistance okiraba kati bajja batutereeza batuteekateeka okitegeera. Kati nze kintu kitono abantu bajjanga mu space ne batumenya n'olaba nga twetaaga omukuba ekisuse tetuyina nnyo kubeera nti tubawo obudde bagende nga balaba nti ekyo kye babadde baluubirira tetukitaddeeko nnyo makulu kiyitewo kityo ng'omulongoose babeere nga bamanya nti ne bwe banaabangayo tetubawadde makulu fe tubeere nga tutunuulira kino ekyomulamwa. Bannange ebyo ebyange neeyanziza nnyo neeyanziza.
Mugisha kyoyogera mu dakiika 2 then Clinton ayogere.
kyembadde ngenda okwogerako kibadde kimu nti oyo simanyanga dokita binyeebwa ino akasimbi akawera alabye ku kkoni akasente ako kakyaliwo so osanga ye alina ku kkoni bw'aba zirina zinyambiseeko nsobole okwewangulira ku ddoola ezo ye yamusinkana emitwalo 2 osanga yafuna n'emikwano mu abo abakoni oba si ekyo kabe kasinga alabika y'omu ku bakoni oba ye kennyini alabika ye yekkoni
obanga yekkoni ayise kubanga yekkoni baana mu Uganda eno erimu ebyewuunyisa ng'omuntu osinkana otya okkonya emirundi 22 n'otafuuka kukoyi so kubanga yekkoni abadde agezesa
olaba bamawe abamusinkanako nti bagenze kuteesa owulidde bonna bali eyo bonna badda ku sayidi ya kkoni omutuufu
Magisha akazindala nkatuti
malira ngendo njagala that Africa yonna etandise okulaba kawenke ne kkoni engeri gyayambala obukookolo kuba leero bagenda African Union omanye egenda kulonda yayimiridde ku muzindaalo n'ajolonga Foreign Affairs Minister wa Djibouti kati ne Djibouti emuzeemu ng'egamba tekiri ku myaka kiri kuwaayo obukulembeze n'okubeera nga obukulembeze obulungi bufugibwa so Africa yonna omusajja akunama twongeremu amaanyi.
so Clinton, take up the mic.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Mugisha, good guy, Nabasigadde. Well, I'll always like one man's, the intelligent one. He always says that we major in majors and minor in minors. There's some people who just bring controversials. Yazituleeta wakati woyo tumbavu. Kati nasinkana kone mirundi meka 16 bajonna gyabaze. Naye n'ogenda kuwulira omuntu atalina makulu nga Mr. Museveni agamba nti bali mu Congo babagambye tukone waliko waali so UPDF eri mukwatagana amagye ga Congo n'ogera n'otunuulira abalowooza nti basuluwaza abantu kone yani kone ye Museveni ate Museveni ye kone kubanga bulijjo bwa Museveni nga yali anoonya kone lwaki eyo yamusinkana agamba nti yali anegotiate nze namundi nengamba kakatula bono kasasiro lwaki bwe yamusinkana lwaki tebaamukwata kone anoonyezebwa ensi yonna kooti y'ensi yonna lwaki tebaamuwaayo n'okubonyaabonya Abannayuganda okitegeera okutunulira mu nsonga ey'amakula ya 1989 ani yakiri mabega Museveni yakwata na almost abantu bameka bonna abaafa almost 300 men according to the facts report by then 11th July 1989 kati ebikolebero bwebityo byali bikolebwa ani si Museveni kati ate Museveni ne Kone waliko enjawulo so waliko balekerawo okujja n'okutubanga batusiriwaza so neyo tragedies which is happening in right now you can imagine tragedy look at what is in Luzira the Luzira prison bw'otunulira embeera eriyo ndowooza eringa punishment because omuntu omu avudde n'ayogera n'agamba Luzira eri ku mazzi kweri wabuliddwa bugenerator obusobola kufuna amazzi agayamba abantu emergency wenga yadde sigakunywa sigakukola kisinga agamba ag'okunywa ge gabuze so it's a punishment era nakyo kiba kirina it is something behind either it is either waliko kye basimbye either waliko kye babala either waliko be bagenda kuttira eyo mu Luzira bafiireyo nga babadde either of course they are always punishing the political prisoners and human rights activists who have been detained illegally.
Irene, please mute.
So bogenda kutunulira all those issues nojigatako kitezi kati wuyo yambuka controversial zimanya kona ali mu Congo yikone people tugenda abantu bakuze inzinzi manyi kono yata atafa yabachi anyway kubanga everyone I think in Uganda buli omwe azaliddwa awulira kone naye agamba kona abulanga kapa yeyunyisa naye agamba Museveni naye yali afuuka kapa kakati they must be the same for chameleon they are the same changing so ogenda kuli out of the blue something so I'm saying atandise nawumuliddeawo when he was reading the African Union atandise okwocha yenga ye so I really still say that Ugandans should not allow this 7 patronage way of ruling even more when he was going to fall from the governance in Kenya era naye yatuuka ku point eyo Museveni gy'aliko katemba like everyone namutuusa so I think we should stick on point we should really raise an alarm I still call upon every Ugandan from wherever they are, because tetukyalina budde lwaba abasirusira abatategeera. It is time to save our nation. Abali mu diaspora, let us put much effort. Banange abannayuganda e Canada bo bataddeko radio station era radio kati bulijjo batuma eyeeyo kanaffe katukozese eno tubakube mu Europe yo, tubakube mu Canada, mu North America yonna. So maybe dark reports alina report bisindike. So kirungi nnyo nti we are putting energy to make sure that we raise more voices, we let the world know more than we keep reminding them what is happening in Uganda, so that we can reset. It's now to the point that, you know what, we have to reboot our own country, no matter what it is. Bwabanga alumazemu emyaka 4 tulinga abali mu 1980 ku myaka 4 we are in 2024 nenga it's like as if when you look at our surrounding countries, some of them those that were much more developmental by the times of Idi Amin, by that time, right now they are the but to singa fe twaddayo emyaka nga 2 emabega. So we better reboot the country, tutandike buto tumanye kyafa kwanga buli kimu kyonna kyonooneka okitegeera. Agenda kuvaawo temwerabira nti agenda kutulekera amabanja. He has to go by all means, but amabanja gatulekedde, ebisaawe byenyu byonna byatuze. Nze bannange Museveni n'amaana avaako bw'ati lwakitula tulina okukomyawo buli kimu ekyaffe. That's what I'm saying, because that's what you do. That's if you raise children to reach on the point of hating themselves, that's what will happen. You will end up taking Gaddafi's way, and that is going to happen. And we are not scared, and it is going to happen because he has showed us that that's the way he wants to end his life. So, ensonga ya Luzira tijuvumirira on international level, even to the local, to the national level. Ensonga ekitezi, ensonga all controversies that are going on. Oyo Anita Among, niweebuuza Anita Among yerabidde kyatuka Kadaga. Like you can imagine, I saw Anita Among commanding, wait, toyogera this. Lwokuba nti olese kino toyogera, you keep quiet. This is not an issue of this region. Then someone else from the other side, now I'm bringing the motion of removing, of making the opposition vote, and now that is the issue because it has nothing to do with the region. Maybe you look at Anita Among, enchagwe tugenda kukwata tunyuke mu buto ajje ekizigo kyonna asiririre ddala na niweebuuza amagezi g'oyo omukazi gali ludda wa. It's just, we should not, as I submit, we should not allow Anita Among to take us in hell. By the way, Kadaga did the same. After allowing Museveni change the presidential term limits, that's when our country was sold by those stupid members of parliament who were there and supported that motion. Now, when this Anita Among came, she's using with his Vizigo, I don't know which Vizigo she's using. She's completely deteriorating the situation. Anita Among kyonna kyakola, njagala mukimanyi nga bana Uganda, it's going to affect a Ugandan. It's going to affect all of us. Nga Kadaga chiyakola, everyone is crying because of presidential term limits change. Buli omwani mukubonaabona at this moment. It's the same story with Anita Among byali mukola. It is not Anita Among.
Clinton, you have 1 minute to land your submission.
Yeah, I think there's a noise in the background. So anyway, so as my final point is that all Ugandans, please unite. Let's unite. Let's call for unity. Everywhere we are, we connect, we make this move. Ekyo kyengenda bagamba Saturday sawa 11 Uganda abali mu gundi tujja kuba ku African Live, African, it's called Afro Live FM, and it is our radio station as the Ugandan in Canada. So we should be able to listen what is more, what we are pushing. Abaina results abali yeno mutuyambagane bo musajja ono mpaka kuulira bubi. Kale neyanziza bambi kudigana basigadde. Esali.
Kale, so tuyanza naffe. Salma, accept the mic of, there is someone called Edina. I've tried to accept her mic, but I can't. Edina in Uganda, please accept her mic. His mic, I don't know. And then, James, you can take on the mic, and then we'll have Mugisha. And then Edina. in that order.
Wanange, you stop quarreling. Let's cut down the quarrels because we lose a lot of time. I know we are all annoyed. I think I would be more annoyed than you people because I know what I've gone through. Let's cut down on annoyance. Let's focus. Well, what I want to tell you, and it's what I told you already, that the world is listening, and know your strength. Yesterday there
Nze
was
James
Richard Martin.
nzikiriza the world is listening. Olaba ne konya avudde gyava gyatuwulirize. Nze nzikiriza, let's keep speaking, guys.
Yes, the world is listening. Yesterday you had Richard Balieku Martin. He was also a former diplomat. Kwegamba abantu bali kuzunga buli muntu anoonya walaga. And I think it's now, this could be the fourth time emphasizing. No, listen, please. This is what I'm emphasizing, that anyone who comes, let people not come with Vitiwa. And for me, I went ahead and identified him because I know Mazanga, and I told him, Dr. Mazanga, please, don't hide your identity. If you are genuine, just come and speak, come and talk. And what we are on is we need to liberate our country once more. And so it's going to take the duty of citizens. It's a citizen's call. Don't come as a doctor. Don't come as a lawyer. Don't come as whatever. Just come. It's a duty call. You are a citizen. What's your responsibility as a citizen? And that's what I want to emphasize, that let's focus. People are going to come. I mean, who doesn't fear the young people? And the younger people, currently there's no solution. And even Luzira is now not a solution. Because one, you have put too many of them. You can't afford water bills. So are you going to continue taking them to Luzira? We are headed for death. We are headed for war. And me, who has been in HIV/AIDS for years, because the foreign policy of America in Uganda, when we signed to support them, was fighting HIV/AIDS, peace in northern Uganda, and then democracy. Now, HIV/AIDS, the history of HIV/AIDS is that while prisons, you have so many people on death row, and you don't want to be responsible. You don't want to kill them. You don't want to hang them. We have already so many people on death row in Luzira. But it is said government introduced a virus and injected them in prisoners, not knowing that our government is. So government is a journey. Let's press it seriously. Fena twali tuwogera wano Segirinya bamuwa obutwa. Segirinya bamuwa omutwa. Where is Segirinya today? Tali mu bantu. But supposing you're introducing poison, or you're introducing an infectious disease in prison, and the guy is already free. The guy is already in the population. That's why we have HIV/AIDS today. And yet I will AIDS. So let's not take Luzira as a joke. Luzira has become an epicenter. If sensible people should be saying, reduce, decongest the place. Let's have people who are criminals. Never let's march to parliament, not walayo. Or man, Anita Maselmo, not walayo. You are causing a problem that will be long lasting, like HIV/AIDS in Uganda. Tulemo kusaga, tubere kumulamwa, and if possible, for me, I wanted to know that where are people who can we talk to, because decongesting Luzira just is simple. You need more water. If you have a bill of 19 billion shillings, do you even have a sense that that bill came because people are using water? Now, telling them don't go to the toilet. Where on earth? So what is going to happen when dysentery breaks in the prison? Where on earth? So for me, let's stay focused. Just know the world is listening. And you're going to get so many people. People come and hide. People are coming and joining and under different names. But for me, like I told you, Mazanga, I know you. That voice is a brand. You can't hide. That's why I broke it up. But obamwanirize if that statement doesn't haunt you or hurt you obamwanirize because abantu babawuliriza mwanirize. Thank you.
okwaniriza tetukugaana naye
okwaniriza
agenda kujja wane
okwaniriza twandiyaliza singa bajja tebekweka.
olaba abadde omu yekka najja n'ayogera ebyayogedde muwadde obudde bungi ng'ebibuzo ebimu ngezaako owuliriza ndaba biddamu ate naye nga ndaba is just meandering around naye bw'avuddeko
singa n'ekirala Salma singa ajjanga bwazze nti azzenga mu kifaananyi kye naye azze wano atulimbye limbi paka babulowinze up cover ye kitegeeza abadde he was not up no good kuba tubaddeko n'aba NRM wano abajja ne batuwa amagezi ne tuwuliriza ne tubawanesawa ne tubawuliriza naye kamusajja azze musajja mukulu atulimbalimba ffenna atadde omukono waggulu ate bamaze okubulowinga cover addusi talina nabyazzeemu katula nti okwatusekuwa kwaniriza sakwaniriza muntu yekwese
olumu tuba twagala obbaaniriza naye ogamba onaagenda kwogera kigambo kimu space etabukire essaawa namba ebe ku mulamwa but tugegezaako oli bwajja neddakiika 3 ezisoose ne tuwulira ng'ayogera ebiri ku mulamwa tujja mmuleka oyo tumuwadde eddakiika nnyingi mbadde nze simumanyi naye ntandikidde ofuna bu message oyo yegundi ne ngamba okay ngensobola ebibuuzo byange akola ati ne ngamba agundi genda Edina. If you can speak, take up the mic. Okay. At Mugisha Dako, Edina cannot speak now.
Okay, leero ngenda kwogerera ebigambo bitini sinnalya lanchi. But Ugandans that we are the steps that we took since day one. It is taking strides that abantu bano batandise okulaba that we are not backing down. Every day we are speaking. Twongere mu bwongezi muliro. I told you 28th is here. It was there yesterday. The Gulu sittings are ending. On Monday we should have a start point of our action on our action points. For example, me today, I've already started a big day of the Chitezi and a big day of the 9th of October. But not to go out from what we are discussing right now. We have to intensify the call of where is our brother Sami. There are reports that one person died while in prison, and we don't know where our brother Sami is. May God forbid, but we need to know, is Sami safe and where is he? What is his healthy conditions? Can lawyers help us? Counsel Tobias, you're here. Can you help us to understand the whereabouts, the healthy status of our brother Sami? Because we have information that a person died, but that person we don't know who he is or she is or whatever. That being said, everyone buli omu ayogedde ku ky'okuba nti Luzira waliwo amazzi. Pampu z'amazzi ne bakwata miliyoni 5 ne baga nti tugenda kugula zipampu buli cell ebeere ng'eyina amazzi ga toilet. They can do it, but they do this deliberately, knowing that it is Ugandans who are within these prisons. People say that in these prisons, people on remand are more than people who are, convicted. The convicts are few, but the ones on remand are many. And people who are with the political prisoners are many. Those we know and those we don't know. Because in Uganda right now, just stating a statement, I was in Nakasero some time back, and there was just a man who was, a lame, yali mulema. Wabaganda bakijjawo kuba nti lame ne bagamba mulema. Okay, he was lame. This guy ngatera okwogera ku bya politics n'eggwanga engeri gye lifugiddwa obubi. But after some time, we got to know that this lame person was arrested and is in prison. Just mere speaking about the injustices going or taking place in the country. So this tells you that a lot of political prisoners that we don't know are in prisons. Some because of hatred, because he doesn't kowtow with a certain MP who has a friend in the judicial system and the army. People are rotting in prison. People who are fighting for the rights of on their lands. A lot of innocent people are in prison. We have to say that this government is doing this deliberately. They do what they are doing. They know it very well. They can buy pumps and start pumping water and refining water. If the army, as they say, because they are all sister security agents, if the army can produce Luzira water, can't they?
Mugisha,
Yes.
don't forget we bought a generator for someone's home at 500 million.
Can you imagine?
2 generators actually, after fencing their homes.
Can you imagine? So this is a situation we are in. No one should tell you that something is not right. We might be here even that is a plan for them to steal some money, because I saw 7 billion or whatever that they are the areas of the National Water and Sewage Corporation that they are demanding a government entity that is audited, and everything that goes through that entity is audited, and everything is through the pipe that has farms of maize and whatever. So it means that we might be here, and that is another corruption scandal. Someone stole the money of water, or maybe someone wants a budget to cater for that. But what should we say? That's a country that we are dealing with. I conclude by saying, let's get a way of making a fusion of all these problems so that we can create a bigger explosion of ideas and actions. Ugandans, we have been known for a lot of lamentations. Yes, lamentations are needed, but we should work around the clock to see that we preach actions. Those who can do actions, because there are some people who are not on ground that can't formulate actions, and there are some that are on ground who can't affect actions because of circumstances. But if you know you can affect actions, let us divert our conversation to action-oriented conversations. This takes me back to the issue that we have the 9th of Chitezi, 9th of September. We will be commemorating and also, showing our disfactory about the Chitezi issues. Can we do a fusion of the Chitezi issue with the issue of the Uganda prisons? And again, on that same note, we have the Gaja Gaja. I know Gaja Gaja is on the door. Amazzi gajja e Luzira. Abasirikale amazzi gajja. The women are bringing it. Bali mu galeeta. Oba agaki ge baleeta naye nze kaŋŋambewo nti mazzi bagaleeta mu bungi obw'ekitalo.
Kyongere mu sentence emu tuwulire.
Amazzi abakyala bagaleeta, mmwe abasirikale b'e Luzira bagaleeta gajja. Okitegedde mwana?
Mwogere mu Lunyankole.
Kammalirize ensonga zino bwe nti nga
Mbadde mmanyi omazi.
Muliriza.
Omusajja tamala kamala oyo abaaki. Muleke munno.
Njagala bagamba nga 9 Oktoba mbasaba busabi. Tulina omwezi gumu tusobola okukola fusion ya bino byonna. Tutandike okukola conversations with the hashtag of 9th of October, March to Independence, March to Parliament. Let's make it more memorable for these people nabo bagambe singa Uganda teyafuna bwetwaze, we should make them cry, we shouldn't make them be at ease. For God and my country, thank you very much. Back to you, good guy.
Toyogedde mu Lunyankole naye kalojja kudda edda. Fresh Baba and Bullmind that order weddamu dropping abambi. Fresh Baba, are you there? Bullmind, take up the mic.
Thank you, Salima, the host. Good girl, the co-host. Good evening, members. And good morning, wherever you are. It's unfortunate, munange, ebizibu bingi. Kino kivaawo, kino kiddawo. Kino kivaawo, kino kiddawo, naye munange. We have to struggle. Akulira prison bamuyita mwami byabasajja. Okuva obwedda abantu babuuza. Johnson byabasajja. He became a commissioner in 2005. Bebamulonda paka kati. Those are around byabashija. Ani akogedde ako? Good girl, thank you. So amazeeko emyaka 19. Kirabika omulimu agukoze bulungi. Luzira bano ba prison wardens bafuna emitwalo 6. Kati kuba kitakukube n'akufiirako. Olaba frustration yeyo. Okitegeera. Kati ffenaffe bitusobera engeri gye bagamba nti amazzi tegaliiyo Luzira, ate nga Luzira prison is next to the lake. Bo bagamba mbu balina areas eza 7.9 billion. Ate ne bagamba mbu bati babawaako 2 every financial year. Kusente tezimala, ekitegeeza gavumenti erabika erinamu obuzibu ne ssente. Neffe ebyo tetwagala kumanya. Because tosobola gamba mwana wa muntu mbu alina okugenda butoyi in a week. That's violation of human rights. Honestly. Ba lawyers batuyambeko. Counsel Tobias oba kwali. Yes, Counsel Tobias, really. You need to come up and talk about these issues, honestly.
Wabula Tobias mumutike emirimu oba lwakuba mumanyi yekka buli space gyembeerako Counsel Tobias.
Tumanyi nti ye kanso waffe katwagala tugamba ni kanso waffe oyagala kufuuka lawyer waffe Salama.
Kamuweereza omuzindaalo kubanga kika.
Ajja gusaba ng'atuusizza like ali busy. He'll come. Ye lawyer waffe munnange yeewaayo atuyigirize ye teacher.
Tulinayo ne Counsel Douglas. I think it's been a while when he's not on the space. Tulina okufunayo ne ba counsel abalala batuyambe because government tulina ogiwabira emisango mingi egya negligence really. Government tulina ogikooya n'emisango batandika okututya bagamba munnange ate abantu bajja tuloopa, abanansi bajja tuloopa. That's what happens in Europe. Neffe ekintu kigwawo ne tukitwala nga nnomo. Because bwe tubawaabira kigenda at least mu record nti abanansi bawaaba ensonga eno n'eno. Salima nja kwebaza akabuuzo kuwabuuzizza kali ku kkonyi. Omanye ebibuuzo bikyankalanyamu omuntu n'omutegeera. Naye teyakyansalinza, I don't know why.
Yabadde alimba, yabadde muyaayi, kyova olaba kyamulemye.
Mpuliddeko olwaliro President Museveni ng'agamba nti abantu b'e North tebalima pamba, tebalima kasooli, oba ne kyekyalala awo nkyerabidde basically n'ebikajjo nga bagamba balime fruits mbuzi zirimu ssente. Kati neebuuza abantu b'engulu banaalya ki really? So mbadde nsaba nti really tukole ki tujye tukoleyo slogan yaffe because abantu beebafu. Maye wabaayo ka slogan akasuukusa omuntu azuukuka. I don't know how because it's Dr. Gundi oba kwali kuno Dr. Stella Nyanza ayinza otugaidingako because A slogan is part of activism. You know, you need to come up with a slogan. So we need to come up with a slogan. Esobola okuzuukusa abantu because abantu beebafu, abantu beebafu bali comfortable, ebintu tebibakwatako, balya beebaka, you know. So nze mbadde nsuggesting we need to come up with a slogan. Yena asobola ogiyaamu awo nga
Fresh Baba first mute.
Jangu weebake
Fresh Baba.
mwana omulungi.
Buluma, go ahead, mama. Weebake wano.
Akoze atya ati.
Buluma, unmute and speak.
Kati Onyango yagambye nti to contributing 10,000 tutwale amazzi if possible nga kiganye because we tried to buza what's the way forward. Yeah, nze mbadde ngamba we can protest, we can organize a protest tutwala amazzi Luzira, you know, nti government kwegamba basically government tuba tugirabisa they have failed. Kati apparently many even the common people are not aware that there's no water in Luzira. We can organize a protest on that ground. Kwegamba government tugirabise. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Good girls, what why unmuting it wogere kwechi ekintu. Okutegeka protesting egenda Luzira. Nze ndi sure those people abali mundu already they can protest ne bakikuba bulungi kuba kati we mugamba mbu mutwala amazzi mugenda twala genkanawo. Mugenda twala amatono babasitule na
No, as in
and we are trying
nedda ndowooza gamba Salma ndowooza bagamba just to protest like you take protest with water, taking water there, not as like it's tugenda batwalyanga amazzi buli lunaku wabula tubatwalya amazzi in protest. Buluma oba kyobadde otegeeza ddamu kinyonyole bulungi.
Exactly kyembadde nnyonnyola ekyo kyevala lulina aliŋŋambye nti tukoleyo keeki tugiweereze President Museveni nga tumwebaza emirimu gy'akoze ekiteezi. It's mockery. We are mocking him basically. Kati ne wano incidence eno tusobola okwekolamu omulimu and protest marching to Luzira nti tubatwalira amazzi nga tusitudde ebidomola nga tubatwalira amazzi basically. Mbadde ntegeeza.
Okay. Ekyo nga kiri awo tugenda kiteesaako. Fresh Baba soka submitting then we tulabe about it. Fresh Baba?
Fresh Baba like akyali bizimuko kati. Fresh Baba Jody Sebo
yekoza muting
ate Fresh Baba
tumwesonyiwe bw'anajja anaayogera.
Fresh Baba alabika alina ebimu ku ttoma Uganda nayo nzibuzibu. But anyway guys, embeera y'e Luzira nzibu. We need to demand Sami, that's why we are here. Onyango, I don't know if Onyango told us about the court that happened today. Ababadde ku gundi, as yesterday was saying they were going to be going back to court for bail hearing. Kyogeddeyo
naye teyatubuulidde nga ebyakomye bulungi. Just mentioned it briefly.
Okay, then, but we guys, we need to really put in some energy in demanding for Sami. We don't know what condition he's in, so we've got to keep asking and demanding for his unconditional release because it's long overdue. Since 23rd, omusajja ali mu kkomera, it's not actually, it's too much. Bana abagendayo after that babatangayo omusajja akyaliyo. Katumira even don't know where he is.
Waliyo kembadde nsuggestinga nti scratch tetukeera nga buli ku makya ne tudimandinga ba political prisoners bonna as we treat nga bwe tuli wano omuntu nga wakakera ku makya n'oteekako simanyi oba mulina ebifaananyi byabwe ne tweweereza mu DMs kwegamba nga omuntu kyasookerako ku makya okujjukiza bano abantu nti baakwata abantu baffe tebazizza musango, you know, just for supporting a candidate of their choice.
Ekintu kya political prisoners ekyo. Okay. Ekintu kya political prisoners ntera nnyo olaba hashtag etambula free swan so free political prisoners but ndaba teyuldinzeeyo hashtag. Ndaba ng'obeera nga tubabanjiza ku mumwa it's not yielding. Wateekwa okubeerawo ekirala ekirowoozebwako kikolebwa about it. It will not yield kubanga for years kibaddeyo ng'abantu babanja abantu baabwe n'omumwa political prisoners naye tewali bwe bata. Oba okitegeera bayinza bayamba buyambi n'abagamba gundi ffe tumuyina abalala ne babeegana naye tewaliwo gwe bata wadde basigala bajja mu makooti okuwulira emisango gyabwe. So I don't know oba kinaabeera effective. Good girl, what do you say about that?
Aunt Kati, Salma, this is the same thing we've been talking all through and through again. It's simply because you don't see that it is yielding. What else are we left with apart from talking about it? Apart from demanding our people, we have to keep demanding. One pack a day. We cannot get tired. You know, they have the legal teams in place, especially for the political prisoners. So we can maybe organize also protests or for that, but still, even protests in yielding. But regardless, because what else can we do? We cannot keep quiet. We cannot just sit and do nothing. At least it's better than not saying anything or just sitting and, looking on. So the best we can do is also maybe organize protests for them. There are so many things in Uganda, so many things, but I don't know how many time can.
Kino ne mugaba kati tugenda kukalakaasa emeka nga
Look at the scenario. The gentleman who is said to have killed this gentleman from Buganda. Munyambe ogumushebati masasi mamwetu. This guy. Ndiga Kiran. The man who actually was accepting to have done it, he was found with a group who had a gun, which was an AK-47 rifle. He's in civilian court. I think one of their courts. He's in civilian court, whereas the people who are just putting on barrets, just omuntu wa NUP, they are in court martial. I think this should trigger. What is wrong really in some Uganda? We shouldn't even be sleeping. There's a lot of issues that they require one reformation. That's why I'm saying that, you know what? Say what is going to happen is going to be like Libya. That's why the guy is driving our country. Which I don't think we should really allow. But in Shonga political prisoners, we need to set a protest, a serious one. They need to release. Now we talk about this 23rd of the July of. We need to do this. Otherwise, our people are decaying there. We try to take a
March to Luzira. Someone suggested March to Luzira because this will cover all of those things that we've been talking about.
Kubanga you can imagine ojjukira ebiseera bye twali
Ani atakena kanyamunyu.
And a half. Because
Can you imagine that? You can imagine
imagine people who are arrested with just there is
your inbox.
with no
Political prisoners kati tukiwulidde kaakati. Should we go ahead with the hashtag first over to organizing a protest?
Let us first mobilize. We need to raise a hashtag. We need to make it a topic like a week, and we need to organize for a protest. Let's go for a protest. Let it also be documented, like how we have, because we got to enable.
we have like already programs that are set.
But we have resources, all good girl, all right now the lives. People who are in Luzira, we are even saying that some of them are dying, and there are some diseases that have sparked. It is the same tragedy of Chitezi. It's the same tragedy of other places. How many people who died in accident? 9-10 people died in accident. Where are the road rules? Where are they? Why things are not in the regulations? So when we have a problem everywhere, and they are coming because they are diversion. You wait, good girl, we join the mobilization. You are going to see what is going to happen. They're going to abduct each and everyone. So if we do not put judiciary, we need to put judiciary. If we attack judiciary, because they are the one who weaponize law and put these people, they put them in custody without being brought to court, without being done anything. The judiciary is the problem also. So I think we need to attack
everything and everywhere is the problem.
Yes,
that's the problem.
I think either good girl, we attack judiciary demanding these people to be brought in court, or we go to prison. We attack the prisons, because this is it's unbelievable.
Isn't prison part of judiciary?
No, it is different. Judiciary is the one that, because when we attack prison, they're going to judiciary, because judiciary is the one with power to release, to bring people in court to court files, and that is what is it. Why are the people being subjected to court martial? Yet there is a double standard.
Kati tusooke judiciary kubanga
yebasindikayo ate yebalemezaayo, kubanga bwe baleeta abantu abo abalamuzi baba bali ku holiday for months. So we attack judiciary and we ask for reform of judiciary. We are going to call these people to come back, because that should be the topic. Where are the political prisoners? Where are the activists? A lot of people who are in prison and they have done nothing. They are dying there.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's take it. Let's put it on international level. Let it be in the news. Let us do this, because that's what we can do.
Actually, someone is suggesting here more that protest over political prisoners over egende Luzira ku kyamazzi sitegedde bulungi sebo ajja kuddamu okoleka comment. It means to be a huge nude protest to make a difference with women on the front line. Naye bantu kiteeso omukiwulira oba tulumba Luzira oba tulumba tuba tugekwekalakasa bw'aba prisoners mbu protest
good girl. If you remember in this March parliament, Abana bokuza kuba these people to be released, we had to put judicial on pressure. Not between the lawyers, but those people were on pressure. Their names had started escalating in social medias by those judges and clerks and everyone. The names had started to surpass the whole social media everywhere because these people lose. They are the one who go to holidays. Embassies will block them and everyone. You understand? Because that's the only way. So if we attack judiciary, we understand why are these people being. We make sure that these people are brought to court. Because it is unfair. Omuntu who got a gun akasindika abatemu bakatera omushiza oli omuganda bakamutera masasi, for him is in a civilian court. Can you imagine? Even where he's bragging that I'm the one who sent these people, they are not questioning him. Where did you get the gun? That question is not anywhere. I don't know whether you guys know this. There's no, that question is not anywhere in his in when you hear what is the controversials that are going on his side. They are not questioning where did you get. He's supposed to be the other side of our military court, the court martial, but he's nowhere. But the people with just bullets, the people with it's not okay. So if we attack judicial and we put these people in the media and we pin them and we investigate on them, because as they are Ugandans who can investigate as them, we can also investigate on their profiles and we let the world know. We put them on record. When time comes, the Karaba will come one by one. Whoever persecuted the Ugandan will going to face. The Bible says, let them face it. If time comes for them, one by one.
Uganda has a lot of problems, but Clinton, Fresh Papa's hand is up, so I think he needs to speak. We have 9th October as we call on for a major protest, countrywide protest, being Independence Day. I think we can sum up all these issues on that date. Uganda, are we independent if we don't even have water in prisons? Are we independent if we have people still, civilians still tried in martial courts? Are we independent? Yeah.
Nze nteesa ku 9th zonna protests baziteekeyo ku zonna buli alina kyeyeekalakaasiza ku olwajje buli omu naye judiciary okutandika ogikuba twetaaga exhibition yayo ebeereyo wa spire akiwanike wiiki 2-3 abo bo babeere ku ttaka abeekalakaasi bagenda okwekalakasa nga mwenda alwedde nga judiciary ngomvu abaana batandika obbaleeta. That is it. Bwe ndowooza kuba program yayo etukolako nnene kati tunagamba twekalakasiza kino nakiri nga mwenda buli alina kyeyekalakasiza kibeere kya mwenda. Then judicial spire abenga agikuba eri ebamuwa amawulire bwetukubako bwetukola n'ebirala eno ndaba kijja kuyambako nga tetuli nnyo divided nga tukola wano n'eri nga abalala bakola ebisobose. What do you say about that before Fresh Baba comes in?
Yeah, I think 9th October we can sum up all our problems and fight for our independence in all department. We want because it's too much. Every part of the country is rotten. Every concern is a big concern. Actually, Uganda and China have big concerns and small concerns. All concerns are big concerns. Bananga, Fresh Baba, are you there? Before you come by down now, okay, kali off topic naye kali interesting. Amama Mbabazi, former vice president. Yali vice president, impossible. Yeah, Salma, why do you keep muting us?
Anyway,
I was going to say, nina kenda byawana ino kali off topic. Naye kankababulire. Canada babafunidde gundi omupya muwala wa Mama Mbabazi ne bbaawe beba diplomats bagenda okusindika Canada. Muwala we ne bbaawe kwe basindise power couple egenda ekitikirire Canada. Kati wengana ki Uganda ine ebizibu bingi buli otunuulira kyonna kikukwata amaaso.
Good girl, batufunidde ani?
Mbabazi muwala wa Mama Mbabazi ne bbaawe gwe bayita Nina.
Mwabe Canada tubesiga nina wanaba takola bye
I'll just put for you guys the picture in the comment section. Abagala okukalaba mukalaba.
Better, okay. Fresh Baba, please submit if you're able to speak now.
Thank you so much, the host Salma, the good girl co-host. I can see Dr. Stella Nyanzi is also on space, and all the comrades. I salute you all, and I thank you for the big work you're doing. I hope I'm audible for Salma.
You are. Go ahead.
Thank you. First and foremost, I'll start by because I can see the theme of today is prison conditions, torture, and the political prisoners. Just like yesterday, we managed to go and visit our comrades in prison. I moved along with Mama Nana Mafrika, Council Kato, Honorable Tubi Musiri, Makana, and other comrades. We are about to 9-10 who managed to go and check on our comrades. We started with ladies section, but the situation there is very tense. Just like I was telling some of you yesterday, we were on space, and like Mama Nana was also airing it out. People are dying. There is no water. The water they are trying to provide, they bring it in trucks. As we were still there, there's a truck, a tank truck which came in and brought some water, which is not even enough for the prisoners. And that was the ladies section, because it was where we started from. We saw one tanker coming in, and actually some of the prisoners or the inmates were trying to come and get some drops of water with their buckets and some small jerrycans, but water couldn't be enough. And that's the situation they are living in. You can imagine ladies staying without water, staying without bathing. Some of them are in their peas. They need to wash, they need to bathe, but there is no water. And this is a deliberate move by this regime to torture prisoners psychologically, physically, and mentally. So they use all the tactics so that they can torture prisoners to the maximum. So the issue of water is very minor. They are arresting activists night and day, every day. So they are trying to scare away like more activists who would wish to come in and protest for any case, because when some of them hear that there's no water in Luzira, people are dying, people are suffocating, people are not bathing, they are not washing, and someone gets some kind of fear, okutya okujja okuraising a voice ye oba okwekalakasa kubanga abawulira, because here in Uganda, even if you protest peacefully, you'll end up in Luzira. It's not like in other countries that when someone protests peacefully, that's not a case and is not a criminal. But in NRA regime, peaceful protests are always criminal. They take you to court and eventually you're remanded to Luzira. So that's how military governments work, and it's not new. They have been using these tactics since ever. And I want to tell you, when we went to men's section also, it was the same story. And to men's section, it is quite alarming and tearful. because some of them they have even died. The day they tried to protest because of lack of water when national water had disconnected them. It's alleged that because we got some information from some prisoners, and it's alleged that they brought in military, army, and other security forces, and they brutally tortured the prisoners because they were demanding for water, whereby water is an essential for any human being. And being in prison, water is the first essential need of life. So when these people came out, and it's alleged that Sami was trying to lead the fellow inmates to ask for water, like any human being. And they brought in army, and they were tortured badly. And yesterday they told us one prisoner died, and actually there was also one prisoner who was in critical condition, because as we were standing there waiting to see our comrades, we had one prison warden telling one of the visitors who had come to check on the relative that omuntu wo oyinza okuba nga leero gwe gusemba omulabako kuba tetumanyi oba anaasobola okukola ki okutereerako. So we are trying out okulaba nti osobola okuyingirayo omulabeko naye nga tekikkirizibwa mu mateeka ga prison, ne we are trying out osobola okuba nga omulabako kuba tetumanyi liyinza okuba nga lyeriiso ly'ebivannyuma to see your relative, and that was the result of torture. This prisoner was also tortured alongside with Sami, and Sami was also brutally tortured because one of the prisoners told us that Sami was totally brutally tortured, and we don't know how he is. They even don't know whether he died or is still alive. They even don't know where Sami is up to now, because after torturing him badly, they transferred him somewhere no one knows up to now. And that's why we are moving a hashtag, where is Sami? Uganda Prisons, where is Sami? We want him alive or dead. We want him. We want to see him. And stop torturing prisoners. When a prisoner comes out to ask for water, water is a basic need. It's an essential need for any human being. I don't think that's a crime. I don't think you should torture them, because someone is already in captivity and they are torturing them seriously. They are torturing them psychologically. They are torturing them physically. They are torturing them in any way. These are the people who can't access any medical attention. The last time I was in prison, I was sick because we were brutally beaten by the OC Shidi at CPS. So we were taken to Luzira, and some of us were not feeling well. When we went to that hospital of theirs, the only thing they gave me was Panadol. I needed treatment, but there was no way I could get treatment. So I stayed like that on Panadol, and it's God who helped me, and we came out like that. So my brothers and sisters, I want to tell you that prison right now, everything is in a mess and people are dying. And we shouldn't get tired to advocate for our freedom. We shouldn't get tired, because I'm seeing like some of the comrades are saying, but now everywhere there's a problem, this way you're still on this one, this one comes in, this one. That's how the regime is. Oberanga owulira you so pressured ogambe naye bannaye ndowooza ebya Uganda mbyesonyiwe naye nga mbasaba we shouldn't give up. Tetuwanika, let's keep us starting, tetusirika tuogere, because the only way with some NGOs, those people who fund prisons, those people who fund Uganda, please reach out to them. Are they giving us that money to be tortured as Ugandans? Are they giving us that money to be killed as Ugandans by this regime? So they TikTok, on Facebook, please rise up and say something. Rise up and say Uganda, show what's happening in Uganda.